Head harvester Bill Orman from the West Coast.
Ed LaFlamme, head harvester from the East Coast.
And I'm Jason Ellington with Rainbow Ecoscience in South Florida.
Okay,
Awesome.
topic today, adapt, change, and innovate. This is one of the 5 principles we talk at our talk.
That's right.
And boy, if you don't adapt, change, and innovate, get the heck out of the way. So we want to share with you a great piece on innovation, and it's plant growth regulator. We have Jason here, going to talk all about it, and we're going to teach you a little bit on how to save some workforce and how to move some of that workforce into more productive work and make more money. What the heck?
That's right.
That was another talk.
Absolutely.
How to make more money on extras.
No, this party.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right, so folks, I want to say that we've been talking about Trim Tech, particularly. Of course, they have a number of products, but particularly Trim Tech because it can save a lot of labor that you can, as Bill just mentioned, you can move to other areas of the job. So I've been preaching this to my clients, and one particular client in Florida is beginning to use it. And maybe you could talk about that.
Oh, sure. So what we're talking about here mainly is trying to make sure that you can take your labor that's very valuable and has gone up, I think, over 40% in the last 4 to 5 years in cost, right? So it's getting more expensive, it's harder to get quality labor, all of that happens, right? Especially in South Florida. So we're running into that. So a lot of the times at landscape maintenance companies, most of what they're doing, 70% of the work they're doing is trimming shrubs and stuff. Like that takes most of their time.
Oh, boy, we saw a lot of
Plants
shrubs
grow,
out there.
yeah, they grow really fast, right? So especially in South Florida, and if we're pruning them all the time, we're inducing growth by doing that, right? So we're triggering that gibberellic acid hormone that causes all that topical growth. So we're our own worst enemy because our clients, our landscape maintenance, their clients, want to see nice shaped hedges all the time, but they also want to see buds, flowers, color. So we can't give them both. If we're shearing it all the time, we're taking those buds off the plants and the flowers are never coming, and that gets them upset. But they want to keep the shape. So how do you do that? You're either shearing it, losing the buds, or you're using something like Trim Tech, which is a landscape plant growth regulator for woody ornamentals.
So when do you put that down? When do they spray that on the shrubs?
You get the plant the way you like it to look, whatever the shape is. So you can trim it and make it look like you want it to look, or it can just be natural, whatever the case is. As long as it looks like the way you want, you can just spray it on foliarly. So if you want to shape the plant first, give it at least 3 days. Let the soft stems flush out a little bit, new foliage. It goes into the foliage and the soft stem, not the woody part. So we say no hard cuts, just make sure it looks the way you want before you spray it foliarly, doesn't take very long, very easy to do. Rainbow Ecoscience comes and trains all of the people we sell this to. We are direct distributors to our end users. We're the manufacturer. So we make sure you have all the education support you need. And let me show you what it looks like, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
So just as a quick example, here's Green Island ficus. I clipped this from my house before I came to the show a couple days ago. It's a little dried out, unfortunately. But this is 7 weeks of growth, okay? Untreated versus treated.
Holy smokes, look at that.
So if you can see on the camera, you have a lot of internodal compaction. There's not a lot of space in the internodes. Here, they're much longer, the internodes. That's how it works. It just maintains or minimizes the elongation of the cells in the internodal spaces on a dicot plant. Any woody ornamental it works on, there are certain ones we kind of want to stay away from, but not very many at all. And it will just keep the plant compact, tight, and so your client gets to maintain the plant they want, the shape they want. If it's a flowering plant, the buds stay on and they become flowers. And all of a sudden everyone's happier and you're saving a ton of time, minimum 50% off your labor force having to deal with the debris, the cutting, the liability of using powerful, dangerous tools. Now we're going to something like this. All right, I don't know if you can hear this, but excuse me. Sounds a lot better than the power shears. Everyone's working from home these days.
Yeah.
They're like tired of all the blowers and noise.
Yeah.
So this is like a way to just mitigate all that, get around all that, and make it a more sustainable practice for everybody.
So how long would that hold?
So this is going to hold in South Florida, again, in different regions because of temperate zones. South Florida, there's going to be about one application per season. What we like to say is 2 applications a year. So most people in South Florida want to regulate spring and summer, the highest amount of growth, and that's when they'll use the 2 applications for that period.
Listen, I tell you what, we have clients in other areas that know how long it takes.
Yeah.
It depends where you're at, and that's the shortest time. I've seen 9 months up in Nashville.
Yes.
I've seen 9 months up in Washington. I have several clients that are using it, and they just all over it.
It's amazing.
And you guys come out and show us some demonstration on how to apply it, and they can see it happen. So you said saves workforce. They can use that workforce doing something else, maybe extra work, enhancements.
That's right.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's safer. They aren't out there exposing themselves to all that equipment, right?
Yeah.
There's not as much debris you have to handle. You have to lift things up. That's safety.
That's huge.
And you got a huge pile of whatever it is you trimmed all day long. And so you're saving money all the way across, not just in workforce, which is our best savings, by the way. But man, oh man, Harvester,
That's good stuff. Huh?
talk about adapt, change, and innovate.
That's absolutely. And my client in Florida is delighted, okay?
Good.
He's saving labor.
Yeah, good.
And he has redeployed those people to different crews.
Yeah.
So it's working really, really well.
Excellent.
Thank you
that's
so
Great
much.
to hear. Yeah,
Sounds
thank you
great
guys.
to
Yeah,
see you.
appreciate it.
Can I borrow those printers for you? Those are pretty good.
These are mine. These are mine.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
Everybody.
Appreciate it.
Bill Armour from the West
Ed
Coast.
LaFleur from the East Coast, and with Jason. And if you're interested in learning more, just click the link below, okay?